If you often browse wildlife images online, you can instantly spot edited or AI-made creatures that look far too strange and unnatural to exist in the real world. You might assume such odd, otherworldly body designs are only modern digital creations. But our ancient planet once hosted an incredible range of bizarre, prehistoric life. It was just as unusual, if not more so. These forgotten ancient creatures lived across hundreds of millions of years, thriving in primeval forests, arid semi-deserts, murky swamps, and ancient ocean basins. Each one evolved weird physical features, unusual hunting methods, and creative survival adaptations shaped by harsh, prehistoric environments. Every detail is backed by real fossil evidence, proving evolution produced some truly mind-bending life forms long before humans ever walked the earth, long before dinosaurs rose to dominance. A heavily armored reptile roamed dry, harsh, prehistoric landscapes. This large, slow herbivore had a short, waddling gait and almost no ability to outrun threats. Its natural habitat was filled with ferocious, saber-toothed predators, built for speed and brutal, close-quarters attacks. For most slow-moving, plant-eating animals of that era, this constant predatory pressure meant certain decline. But this unique reptile evolved an extraordinary defensive solution. Thick, layered, bony plates covered every inch of its frame. From the top of its reinforced skull down to the tip of its muscular tail, its head formed a rugged, bumpy, natural fortress, with protruding bone growths that blocked piercing fangs and sharp claws. Predators could easily close in and corner this slow creature, yet they rarely gained anything from the encounter. Its dense muscle tissue and thick outer armor made reaching vital organs nearly impossible. After struggling to break through its impenetrable defense, hungry hunters would eventually give up and move on to easier prey. Beyond constant predator threats, its daily life remained harsh and unforgiving. It wandered vast, dry territories, with limited fresh water and sparse, tough vegetation. It relied on swallowed stomach stones to grind coarse plant matter for digestion. And its rare, upright limb structure separated it from the sprawling, low-slung reptiles that dominated its time. It never relied on speed, strength, or aggression. It survived purely by being too difficult and unyielding to defeat. While armored reptiles ruled ancient dry lands, groundbreaking evolutionary changes were taking place within Earth's waters. Early fish began developing unexpected physical traits that bridged the gap between aquatic and terrestrial life. One remarkable ancient swampfish evolved true wrist and elbow bones inside its fins, a feature completely unheard of in standard fish anatomy. It possessed both gills and fully functional lungs, letting it switch seamlessly between breathing underwater and gulping fresh air above the surface. This key adaptation allowed it to thrive in shallow, muddy wetlands, stagnant oxygen pools, and narrow river edges where ordinary fish could not endure. It could prop itself up on sturdy front fins to lift its upper body above the waterline, twist a flexible, independent neck to scan its surroundings, and lie motionless on muddy riverbeds with top-placed eyes hidden from view. This transitional species stands as one of the most important fossil finds in history, clearly showcasing the slow shift of aquatic life toward land adaptation and connecting modern land animals to their ancient fish ancestors. Even smaller marine life displayed wildly creative evolutionary designs. Tiny Cambrian arthropods featured overdeveloped head limbs with highly specialized roles. Multiple pairs of facial appendages included hooked graspers, sharp spiked protrusions, and crushing muscular limbs built to crack open hard-shelled ancient invertebrates. With a circular, underbellied mouth, these miniature predators coordinated their full set of head tools to capture, tear apart, and consume prey with startling efficiency. Their small bodies were covered in defensive spines to fend off larger sea dwellers, and for over a century, paleontologists struggled to classify their mismatched, unusual body layout. Fossil studies later confirmed them as early arachnid relatives, carrying the multi-limb head structure that would later define spiders and scorpions. Major fossil breakthroughs continue to rewrite global evolution timelines, including a spiny ancient fish that pushed the origin of jawed vertebrates millions of years earlier than previously recorded. Covered in sharp defensive fin spines and fused bony shoulder plates, this small aquatic species had a one-of-a-kind mixed cartilage bone skeleton scale system where large sections of outer skin regrew together remains unmatched by any living fish today. Though it fed only on tiny plankton and soft invertebrates, its advanced jaw structure marked a monumental leap in natural development, linking every modern jawed creature to this small, heavily armored, prehistoric fish. Ancient ocean floors also hid terrifying ambush predators that lay in wait beneath the sand. A massive predatory worm stretched nearly 6 meters long, burying its entire body in soft sediment, leaving only thin, sensory tendrils exposed to detect passing movement. When unsuspecting marine creatures swam within range, it erupted upward in a lightning-fast strike, seizing targets with razor-sharp scissor-like mouthparts and dragging captured prey deep underground. These ancient giant worms were far larger and more powerful than today's bobbit worms, making them one of the most fearsome hidden hunters of the prehistoric deep. Marine reptiles faced equally strange evolutionary compromises. Triassic coastal reptiles evolved streamlined flippers and needle-sharp, outward curving teeth for efficient fish hunting in shallow seas, lagoons, and deltas. Yet, As egg-laying reptiles, they were forced to regularly haul their bulky bodies across sandy shorelines to nest and reproduce. Fossil trackways preserve their clumsy, laborious, crawling movements, revealing the exhausting daily balance between ocean hunting and land reproduction. Caught permanently between two environments, these unique reptiles thrived across multiple continents before eventually evolving into fully aquatic species that abandoned land entirely. Even simple, soft-bodied invertebrates demonstrated surprising problem-solving skills. Delicate, ancient worms sought out empty, cone-shaped shells, left behind by extinct marine organisms, moving inside and using these hard, abandoned structures as permanent protective homes. Long before hermit crabs evolved this behavior, these prehistoric worms mastered shelter adaptations, selecting shell sizes that perfectly fit their bodies. To avoid Cambrian-era predators, mass fossil deposits prove this was a widespread, intentional survival strategy, not random chance. Some prehistoric life evolved toward extreme simplicity, existing with only the most basic biological functions. One soft-bodied marine organism had nothing more than a hollow, bulbous front section and a segmented tail. With no visible eyes, limbs, or distinct head, it absorbed nutrients and breathed through side gill slits, filtering tiny particles from flowing water and traveling only through slow tail wiggling. Despite its minimal design, it spread across ancient global oceans and left abundant fossils, hinting at quiet evolutionary success. On the opposite end of evolution, certain small arthropods developed excessive hunting equipment. With 5 pairs of dual-function claws growing directly from their heads, each limb split into a spiny, grasping branch and a feathery, sensory branch. Nature's boundless experimentation also produced geometric lifeforms, including a tiny seafloor arthropod with a natural hexagonal body shape framed by spined head armor. Every one of these odd, prehistoric creatures highlights how flexible, predictable, and endlessly creative natural evolution truly is. There are no fixed rules in nature, only constant adaptation, trial, and change. Each strange body shape, unusual habit, and wild survival trick tells a unique story of life fighting to endure in a constantly shifting world. Let me know which bizarre ancient creature fascinated you the most, and share what other prehistoric topics you want explored in future videos.